Hi, welcome back. This is Ant from Speakerstack Music. In this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how I have used the utility effect in Ableton as a mastering device on a drum and bass track that I've been working on, which is called Tectonic. And if you're interested in checking out the drum and bass track, if you're interested in checking out Tectonic, there'll be a link at the end of this video. Click through to that and you'll be able to hear the finished result. Essentially, it's a drum and bass song. It's quite bass heavy, quite rhythmic. I'll just give you a quick blast of it and you'll be able to hear what it sounds like. Yeah, so it just gives you an idea of the sound of it. So what I've used utility for is to apply what's known as bass mono to the song. And what we're doing there is we're saying all the lower frequencies that we would classify as bass frequencies, we are not having them in stereo, we are having them in mono. So we're having a single signal coming out of your speakers or out of your headphones, etc. And we're not going to have any stereo signal coming out at all for those frequencies. So you're going to want to drop a utility into your mastering chain. In order to do that, you click on the Ableton effects at the top of here, and you click on audio effects, and then you go down and you can see you've got the utility here, and then underneath utility you've got all of Ableton's presets, which you can also use. But what I tend to do is just drop the standard utility, click and drop that into the mastering chain like I've done here. And you'll see I've got a whole host of other things going on in here. So I normally put it in after the EQ. And I'm going to want to click on the bass mono button here. And then I'm going to want to select the frequency where I want the all sounds beneath that to be applied as bass mono. And I've gone for 100 hertz because that's essentially where I would say all my sub frequencies are, sub bass frequencies are. And it's also where I've got elements of the instruments that you would want to put in those frequencies, such as a drum, such as a kick drum or a bass guitar. So if you just go to the kick track, you'll see here that again I've positioned a lot of the energy and high decibel range of that kick track in the sub frequencies here beneath 100 hertz. And again, if I show you the bass guitar, again you'll see something very similar there. Again, most of the power and the energy is in the sub frequency ranges. So what I'm telling Ableton in using the utility device is that I want all of the sub frequencies underneath 100 hertz to be in bass mono, and I want all the frequencies above 100 hertz to be in stereo. And what that essentially has the effect of doing is it prevents what's known as stereo phasing in the lower frequencies, because you want a single strong signal coming through in those low frequencies to underpin the song. You don't want a lot of stereo. What tends to happen with stereo sounds is you get what's known as phasing. You get a single mono signal coming out, but you also get stereo sounds which bounce around and aren't quite the same because they're coming out in stereo. Whereas, you know, for those kind of the bedrock of your song, the sounds that you position in the lower frequencies, you want a mono signal, a single signal coming out of the speakers, a central single signal coming out of the speakers. And that's essentially what you're doing if you apply bass mono. Now you can set the hertz wherever you want it, but as I said, I've put it at around 100 because that's kind of where I class that drop off really between what I would class as a sub bass sound or instrument and an instrument that's not a sub bass instrument. So I tend to cut off all the guitars around that zone in the frequency range. If I just click on a guitar, you'll see I've done it here on the lead guitar, and again there on the other lead guitar, and on the power chords. And I'll probably do it for things like pads as well. So any instrument that needs to sit in those mid-range frequencies, I position in those. I definitely have higher than 100 hertz. So that's essentially what I've done. I'll just play you the track again, and I'll just show you the difference. For me, it feels like it gives you a clearer mix in those lower frequencies, removes some of the muddiness, which is exactly what you want in a track like this, where you want the bass to be quite strong and driving through. So I'll just play you a little bit more. Fantastic. So thanks for watching. I hope you found that useful and of value. If you want to check out the finished song, if you liked a little bit of what you heard there, as I said, there'll be a link at the end of the video just coming up now on your screen. So click through it if you're interested in giving that a view. Thanks for checking in and watching this. I hope you found it useful. In the next few videos, I'm going to share some of the other mastering effects that I apply to this song. We've got a couple of plugins here, a glue compressor, and also some mid-side EQ action going on here, which I'd like to share with you because I think that's worked really well on the track for me. So all that remains is to say thanks again, goodbye, and I will see you in the next video.